Grunge music is dead. Kurt Cobain commits suicide. And now that I have your attention, I'm going to talk about grunge music and how it led up to this. Grunge music is a mixture of Hesher and punk rock music that was stemming from Seattle in the 1990s. Hesher is a mix of heavy metal and thrash music. Thrash music is just a bunch of screaming and banging. Mixing Hesher with punk rock, you get grunge music out of Seattle in the 1990s. Grunge music has influenced many bands that you probably know today, such as Soundgarden, Collective Soul, and Bush. In the following presentation, I'm going to talk to you about keynote bands of the time, the style of music that they made, and the style of fashion that they promoted in pop culture. In the following slides, I'm going to talk about what was previously mentioned. Nirvana was a band that debuted their album Nevermind in 1991, and it became a gold album in October of that year. Pearl Jam was another keynote artist of this time. In 1991, they debuted their album 10, and that created an uproar and made them one of the most well-known artists of that time period. And Alice in Chains, another keynote artist, sold over 20 million albums, 14 million just in the US alone. In 1992, they debuted their album Dirt, and in 1995, their self-titled album Alice in Chains. In the next few slides, I'm going to talk about the sound of these artists. Grunge music was known for its sound. Urban Dictionary defines grunge music as whiny guitars, heavy drums, and raspy voices. Grunge music was known not only for the noise that the instruments make, but also for the raspy voices of the singers that was always filled with hate and angst, and you could hear it through all of their words. Grunge artists weren't afraid to reflect how they felt with their angst and hate through the titles of their songs and the words that they were made of. One prominent song would be I Hate Myself and I Want to Die, written by Kurt Cobain and the band Nirvana. Now I'm going to talk about the fashion trends that grunge music created in the 1990s. Grunge music created a style that was not really what you would call style. Punk rock was what you would call against fashion, but grunge was non-fashionable. Grunge style included ripped, faded jeans, flannel shirts over t-shirts with out-of-date logos, and combat boots, specifically black. Flannel t-shirts were popularly worn because of the 20-degree difference in temperature from morning and afternoon in Seattle. In these last few slides, we've talked about grunge music, its style, and keynote bands. Grunge music has changed music itself, and without it, music would not be what you know of today. If it wasn't for the music that we have recently talked about, you wouldn't have had bands influenced by them, such as ones that you know now, like Bush. Bush is a band that was influenced by bands like Nirvana and Alice in Chains.